Oh man, I'm really excited about this one. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. My name is Kenzie. If you did not know that, now you know. And you guys, today is such an exciting day because if you guys seen, I have done 2 videos in this series so far. I have done a medieval makeup look and a Roman makeup look. And today we are broadening our horizons, because I really wanted to do an Egyptian makeup tutorial for you guys, a historically accurate Egyptian makeup tutorial. I know that a lot of you have suggested this and requested it, and I'm just like, yes. So we're going to do that today. I'm so excited. I have glitter all over my face from my makeup yesterday, so I apologize. Now, before I get into any history, the makeup, or anything, I want to give out a disclaimer really quick because I know that I am not Egyptian at all. I'm not of Egyptian descent. I have no Egyptian blood in me whatsoever. I am making this video purely on the passion that I have for Egyptian culture and mythology and everything. I love mythology so much. Like every single pantheon of mythology I love, but Egyptian has been one of those that has stuck with me so hard. Like learning about Anubis and Ra and Set and even like Osiris and Khepri. Like there's so many amazing Egyptian gods and goddesses that I am absolutely enthralled by, and it makes me so excited to learn about them and to learn about Egyptian culture in general. Like Egypt is somewhere that I've wanted to go for my entire life. So I want to let you guys know that me doing this video is not in any way trying to be disrespectful. So just know that this video comes from a place of deep passion and love and nothing else. But let's jump in because I'm super excited. And if you're new to the channel, then hello, I'm so happy to have you. Don't forget you can click the subscribe button to become part of this weird awesome makeup family. And if you don't mind, I will have my Instagram linked right up here, and it's linked in the description as well. So if you would like to, please follow me on Instagram. I would really appreciate it because I do a lot of polls that I need you guys' help on, and I'm going to be doing another one of these videos in the future in the next couple of weeks or so. So I will need you guys' help, you guys' help on which I should do next. So if you're following me on Instagram, you'll be able to see the poll in my stories and be able to help me decide. So yes. Now let's talk about the history a little bit on the Egyptians here. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of get my face started and kind of get everything started. Oh, and obviously I want to point out my nails are not accurate to the time period. Pretend I don't have them. And if you've seen my other 2 videos on this topic, I do the first part being a historically accurate makeup look, and then after that I will switch over and do a funky 2020s contemporary version, if you will. So the first part is going to be historically accurate, and then after that it will be more of like a 2020s look. But when it comes to Egyptian makeup, the Egyptians started it all, you guys. This is where makeup started and where it all began. It's so fascinating because Egyptians, everyone wore makeup, no matter of your social class, no matter of your gender. Men and women both wore makeup. Makeup was not only used for fashion, but it was heavily used for protection. A lot of ancient Egyptians wore makeup, especially around the eyes, to protect them from the elements, like harsh sun rays, dirt, and sand. And it would help keep them a bit cooler because they do live in such a hot climate. You know how a lot of football players, they put that black stripe underneath here? It kind of works the same way. It's to keep the sun out of their eyes and to protect everything. And makeup was also used in death as it was in life. Some archaeologists have found burial pots with a lot of makeup in it because it was something that you wanted to take with you to the afterlife. And makeup was served as a ritual to honor their gods and goddesses. First things first, we're gonna go on to the eyes. If you've seen any pictures of Egyptian men or women like Cleopatra, Tutankhamun, they all had one thing alike. was they all had really, really intense eye makeup. So that's what we're going to do today, and I'm so excited about it. So for this, I'm going to be using this green color, and green is said to be used a lot in Egyptian makeup. They would actually use their green from malachite powder, which is like an emerald colored mineral, and they would use that as color for their eyes, and they would even have some kind of like glitter of sorts, and they would do that by using the iridescent shells of beetles. So I'm going to take some of this green color right here, and we are going to apply this all over the eye from lid to brow. Oh yes. Now the reason it's applied so heavily and it's so like from lid to brow is because the malachite powder, for one, was said to have like protection properties with it. So it was said to protect the eyes from infection. So they would apply their green malachite pigment all over their eyes, as far up as they could possibly get it, because of course they want to have as much protection as possible. And that is it for the eyeshadow, but now we're moving on to the piece de resistance, and yes, my friend, that is eyeliner. Now, as many of you know, whenever you see Egyptians depicted, they have super intense eyeliner happening. So we're gonna do that, and that was very important for a lot of Egyptians. They would heavily outline the lower part of their eye and the upper part of their eye because, again, it was meant to be used as protection from the sun and dust and sand and infection. It's really just meant to keep them healthy. Now, obviously, I'm using a pencil here, which is something they wouldn't have. They would use a powder, and they would mix it in with a little bit of animal fat, and it would kind of make like a paste, and then they would apply it that way. And then they would apply it with their fingers. They could use a stick or even a little piece of bone. I'm not very good at my eyeliner, so I'm really scared. And also, I want to point out that a lot of information that I'm getting today, and I'm heavily inspired by this girl that I found on YouTube. Her name is Zabrina right here, and this is the tutorial that I'm kind of taking inspiration by and following a little bit because she's really good. So I will have her link in the description for her channel and this video. So like I've said before, a lot of people wore makeup during this time. Like pretty much everyone did. And it didn't matter what your social class was or what gender you were, but you could tell the difference between if you were more wealthy or if you were more on the poorer side, depending on your applicators and the types of containers you would use. So for example, someone that is more wealthy, they would have access to like ivory applicators, and their containers would be super jeweled out. And then when it came to the more poorer side of people, they would have clay pots, and then they would either use like their fingers or sticks as applicators to do their makeup. Alright, now that we have this kind of mapped out here, I'm going to move on to this side, which is more of like a felt tip. We are going to color all this in and just make it a bit more defined as well. Now, we're moving on to eyebrows, y'all. So just like Egyptians would paint around their eyes very heavily with black, they would do the exact same thing to their eyebrows. So we are going to literally, we're not going to fill them in with powder, no, we're going to fill them in with this. And again, doing this to their eyebrows was meant to, of course, protect them from all the elements, just like doing their eye makeup. And it's also said that Egyptians did believe that cosmetics had magical powers. And that is it for the eyes. We are going to go ahead and move on to the face now. And for the face, obviously the Egyptians would not have things like traditional concealer or foundation like we do today, but they would still use some cheek and eye color. For their cheeks, they would use colors that are more like orange or like deep red colors. So I'm actually going to use some of these serum drops. They're blush serum drops, and it's more in like a kind of burnt orangey color. Also, it is said that the secret to Cleopatra's super soft, supple skin, was that she used to bathe in donkey's milk. How cool is that? We're gonna move on to lips right now. I should have a lip liner, but I don't. Now, in ancient Egypt, they did use a lot of henna. You've probably heard of that name multiple times before. Henna is a natural dye that is still used throughout the world in many cultures to this day. So to make the henna, they would use the dried up leaves of the plant, and then they would mix it in with some water to create a paste, and then they would put that on their lips, their hair, on their skin to dye certain areas of it, and then it would stay pigmented and dyed for a couple of weeks before fading off. Again, both men and women used the henna as well, and they would dye their lips a really dark red color. I don't know if this is dark enough. I feel like this could be a little too light, but we'll see. Oh no, it's gonna be good. And you guys, here it is. This is the finished, historically accurate Egyptian makeup look. I think it looks so cool. I love this green. I love that it was used like a bunch of color. Like, people always depict ancient culture as being very dull and dark and everything. Like, hello? Red lips, green eyeshadow, like, it's so much fun. Now we're gonna move over to the 2020 version. Now, I wanted to be clear because this, up till now, this is no longer going to be historically accurate. So what you just saw was, and up until now is not going to be. So going forward, it's not historically accurate. But there's not too much I want to do when it comes to the 2020 version, because I feel like some of these you can't really make 2020, like these eyebrows. I don't think anyone's gonna wear these eyebrows in 2020, but what I am going to do is I am going to pop on some mascara and some lashes. I know that they would not be wearing mascara or lashes in actual Egyptian times, but I do want to pop some on to, you know, just give a little extra oomph. And for the mascara, I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs at Lash'd mascara. So this mascara is just so good on its own. Alright, I have got my lashes on, and now I think what I'm going to do, because I've already got my lips on, like I don't have to do anything for that, but I think I'm going to add a bit of bronzer, because I feel like in the Egyptian climate, it's very hot. So I feel like the Egyptian people would have very bronzy skin, very sun-kissed, so I need to go find me a bronzer first, and then I'm going to put it on. I've got my Thrive Causemetics bronzer in EOS. This is a tiny bit darker than what I would normally go with, just because I wanted to really give that illusion of being bronzed and sun-kissed, because I feel like anyone, if you were working class, if you were royalty, you would be bronzed to the heavens. And I'm only gonna add a little bit of concealer just to a couple areas here. Well, maybe not. This concealer is pretty light. We'll just skip that. And then for the last step, I am going to add a little bit of highlight, because I don't know, I just, with again, it being so hot and then being in the desert, I feel like their skin would just be glowing. So I'm going to add some highlight to the high points of my face. And that's it. And you guys, this is the finished 2020 version. We didn't really change very much from the historically accurate version to the 2020 version, because I feel like Egyptians just had it down. There wasn't really much else that I needed to add. All I did was I really just added some lashes, and then I added a little bit of bronzer and just to brighten up the skin and make it a bit more sun-kissed, and that's really it. Everything else was already done, so that's really great. I have such, like, there is such a big spot in my heart for Egyptian culture and like Egyptian mythology. It's just one of my favorite things. If there's like anything on like the History Channel about ancient Egypt, or if there's anything that I can read about or play, or anything that to where I learn more about Egyptian mythology and Egyptian culture, I will do it because I love it so much. But you guys, this has been the video. I really hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, then go ahead and click up that like button for me, and then subscribe if you want to. If you want to see the videos that I post, and when I post them, click the little bell bell down at the bottom there, and make sure you set it to all so that YouTube knows that you want to see my videos. Again, please follow me on Instagram if you would like to. The link is in the description. And yeah, my name is Kenzie. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!